Can you recognize this infamous building from the movie Resident Evil Afterlife? What if I told you that this structure resembles a peacock or maybe a turkey? Although architects have denied the resemblance, but to be honest, I can't unsee it now. What do you think? Can you see any resemblance? Because I surely did. You are looking at Roberts Library, which is the main building of the University of Toronto in Canada. The building's distinctive architecture is often described as, are we really going to discuss this dull, ugly, block-like structure? I don't even understand how people actually like this kind of style. Before you start, wait, don't mind him. He's just one of my counterparts. So what was I saying? I was talking about how distinctive the building is, and obviously it's distinctive. Have you seen how majestic, bold and authoritative style this building has? How is it obvious? And peacocks are supposed to be beautiful, and trust me on this, that this building is anything but that. Whoa, calm down guys. Let me take over please. I guess we will only be able to find out whether this architectural style is beautiful or ugly by the end of this video. So let's get started. Hi, I am Rajesh and welcome back to Novatr, where we empower AEC professionals like you by bringing in the latest AEC scoop straight from the industry and the experts. And if this is something that hits a chord with you, then take a minute to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Today, we are exploring the fascinating realm of brutalist architecture. But wait, it's not what it sounds like. Before you imagine an architectural style that's brutal, let's debunk the myth right away. Okay, so contrary to popular belief, the term brutalist doesn't stem from the word brutality. Instead, it's derived from the French word béton brut, which means raw concrete. This word often refers to the prominent use of concrete in the architectural style. Brutalist architecture was introduced and shaped by the popular Swiss-French architect Le Corbusier. Did you know that he was one of the most controversial architects in the world because his designs were not only appreciated but also brutally criticized by many as they lacked the human essence. Yeah, the style is so ugly. I don't understand how people can even call it an architectural design. Whoa, what are you talking about? It's so bold, eccentric, and not to forget a solid representation of power and authority. Hey, wait. Guys, let's first understand the concept of brutalist architecture and look at both the sides of the coin. Okay? Brutalist architecture can be defined as a bold, no-nonsense style from the 1950s and 60s that's all about raw, unfinished concrete. What makes it stand out? Well, for starters, it's all about function. No frills, just practical design. You'll often see big geometric shapes and kind of rugged beauty in how the concrete is left exposed. Brutalist buildings are like giant puzzles of concrete with repeating patterns and bold, in-your-face structures. They are all about showing off their bones like beams and columns instead of hiding them. Correct. Although some find it imposing, while others appreciate its raw honesty. Either way, it's an architectural style that's hard to ignore. And coming to the age-old debate whether brutalist architecture is ugly or beautiful, you can all agree when I say this that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But then again, there's no denying that these imposing concrete structures dominate cityscapes worldwide. And also, let's not forget that some people find them to be literally eyesore, like me. If we address the elephant in the room, why is brutalist architecture often labeled as ugly and controversial? Well, it's all about perspective. The stark, unadorned surfaces of brutalist buildings appear imposing, and it also lacks warmth when compared to intricate detailing of other architectural styles. While that can be the case for some, or maybe most of brutal structures, first let's understand how and when did brutalist architecture start taking shape into an architectural style. Picture this, it's the 1950s. People are still recovering from the drastic damages of World War II and architects are itching to rebuild the remains. But with little to no amount of financial budget, they had to plan and rebuild large-scale projects. And during the time, they found concrete to be a material with integrity, unique expressiveness, and with high availability. That's when Brutalism stumbled upon the scene, hitting its stride in the swinging 60s and 70s. This was not only the era of bell bottoms and disco balls, but also the era of bold, raw concrete structures that defined the Brutalist movement. Why? Because, let me take over from here, please. It's true that this architectural style came about partly because of the urgent need to reconstruct following World War II, but also because architects were feeling all experimental and rebellious. The big, bold buildings with a devil may care attitude that also had this whole idea of building spaces for the community. Well, I think you are right. See this building, for example. Can you recognize this building? It's the Boston City Hall located in the US of A. This building is not just famous for its architectural style, but more because of the ongoing protests, movements, and many other such activities by the people of the city, be it related to Black Lives Matter or for public places. Okay, but why did then countries like India, known for their love of ornamentation, embrace brutalism at a certain point in time? May I? Brutalism was adopted in India as a symbol of a country newly liberated from British colonial rule after the partition. It embodied many of the independent India's political ideals in one form, creating internationally modern structures that were still distinctly rooted in local design. Also, Le Corbusier, the big shot architect, led the charge in Chandigarh, inspiring a whole bunch of Indian architects like Shivnath Prasad, Raj Reval, and Kuldeep Singh. So when you look at buildings like IIM Bangalore, Hall of Nations in New Delhi, and Palace of Assembly in Chandigarh, you see this mix of grandeur and solidity that really captures India's post-independent vision. Cool, right? You can majorly find this style of architecture in Europe, US, and the UK. In the UK, think Barbican Estates' bold concrete or London's Trellick Tower. Over in the US, Boston City Hall and the J. Edgar Hoover building showcase this style's impact. And don't forget Australia with Sydney's Sirius building and Melbourne's Royal Mail Exchange. These are just a few spots out of many where brutalism left a lasting impression. Now coming back to the topic, whether it's beautiful or ugly, brutalism embodies an honesty in materials and form, stripping away unnecessary embellishments to showcase the raw beauty of concrete. But isn't it a myth that brutalist architecture is cost efficient? It's true that concrete was a relatively inexpensive material during the time, but with the time the price has been soaring high. And also the intricate craftsmanship maintaining and fixing up brutalist buildings, especially with all that exposed concrete, can be a bit pricier in the long haul. Have you wondered why many government and office buildings are designed in the brutalist style? Well, let the expert take over. The imposing and monumental nature of brutalist structures symbolizes authority and stability, making them a popular choice for institutions seeking to convey strength and permanence. So it makes sense why they did what they did. But how did brutalism become a norm in the past? With even countries like North Korea, Russia, and yes, even Nazi Germany adopting it. Brutalism's aesthetic, which often conveyed a sense of strength and permanence through its use of raw concrete, appealed to authoritarian regimes seeking to project power and control. But let's not forget that this style has often prioritized functionality and communal spaces, reflecting the socialist ideologies prevalent in countries like the Soviet Union and North Korea. I want you to understand that I am not taking sides, but just stating facts about the existence of brutalist architecture. Well, it doesn't really matter now whether you pick sides or not. Clearly, brutalist architecture fell out of fashion ages ago. I would like to disagree. What do you mean? Let me explain. While brutalism was all the rage in the mid 20th century with its bold concrete structures and dominating city skylines, but as time flew, tastes evolved and people started craving something different. Well, one reason why brutalism lost its mojo was its reputation for being kinda brutal. Those massive concrete buildings often felt cold and imposing. By the 1980s and 90s, architects and city planners were leaning towards more environmentally friendly designs, incorporating things like green spaces and energy efficient materials, which was not exactly Brutalism's strong suit. So while Brutalism definitely made its mark on the architectural world, its heyday eventually came to an end as new styles and priorities emerged. But is it going to make a comeback? That's the real question. So, is brutalist architecture making a comeback or not? Well, Brutalism is experiencing a revival of sorts, with renewed appreciation for its boldness and uncompromising modern design ethos. It's not just about roughness and edgy aesthetics anymore. This style is bringing a calming vibe to spaces. We can see the emergence of brutalism in a lot of interior design projects. How can it be suddenly calming and warm? So, when you mix in some warm accents like wood or brass, the magic unfolds. Suddenly, you have got this unique blend of minimalism, mid-century cool, and industrial chic all rolled into one. Be it Alicia Keys' Brutalist Razor House or the interior of Hotel Mark in the US, you can see how the renewed version of brutalism is being accepted by the society. This is all a game of architecture. Even small iterations lead to big changes. Imagine the use of brutalist architecture fused with BIM, Building Information Modeling. The possibilities are endless. It will be like a whole new level of architectural innovation. With BIM, architects can meticulously plan and visualize every aspect of brutalist structure, from its stark concrete facades to its intricate interior spaces, all in a virtual environment before a single brick is laid. Now, here's where our course, the BIM Professional Course for Architects, comes into play. By enrolling in this course, you'll dive deep into the world of BIM, mastering the tools and techniques that are revolutionizing modern architecture. So, check out our description box below and explore our course today. Okay, so coming back to the topic. If you ask me, brutalist architecture may divide opinions, but there's no denying its enduring impact on the urban landscape and architectural discourse. So it's like pineapple on pizza. You either love it or hate it. I like the modern version of it, the one that's slowly coming back in the trend. But hey, that's what makes the world of architecture so fascinating. There's something for everyone, even if it's not everyone's cup of tea. Maybe you are right. It's not that ugly now that I think about it. Told ya. Until next time, guys. I know what these two friends of mine like, but what about you? Comment your views on brutalist architecture in the comment section below. Is it your cup of tea? If yes, then why? And if it's a no, then also do let us know. Till then, keep exploring and appreciating the beauty in every structure around you. This is Rajesh signing off. And while you're at it, feel free to drop suggestions in the comment below what you would like to hear next from us. Do hit the like button, share this video with your AEC folks, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And hey, if you want to know more about buildings that make you go wow, check this video out now. See you in the next one, tribe. Till then, let's dare to disrupt.